2 years. 2 years of relative peace. I've busied myself since my appointment to... what is the word? It's not oversee, but guide the new design philosophy of Japan's Navy. And suddenly, without warning, I get summoned to the palace. I've been summoned to the palace before. The Emperor asks me to regularly check in, to inform him on all naval matters. However, this time it was different. He was not himself, to put it bluntly, and I cannot believe the words that are being uttered from my own mouth. He informed me that the Soviet Union, which was once the Russian Empire, had declared war on Japan, citing some incidents involving fishing trawlers near Sakhalin Island and Vladivostok. When I returned to my home, I looked over my notes. I spent some time ruffling through these various piles of paper I have on my desk. The Soviet Union was only recently established. The Russian Revolution, as the Bolsheviks, who now run the country, call it. Excuse me. Seems I still have a bit of that cold. They overthrew the monarchy. Russia has seemed to be on the teetering point, and after some failed operations in quelling rebellions and riots, the country flipped. The royal family, much of the wealth of the country, and whatever other Western influences that were not already taken by the Bolsheviks escaped. There have been very troubling stories coming out of Russia. But I figured, as I'm not a politician, an ambassador, it's none of my business. My friends, on the other hand, especially my friends from the United Kingdom, were very, very on edge. Alexander and James were not happy. They urged caution that the Soviets had built up a massive fleet. It wasn't, massive compared to the Royal Navy, but it was still powerful enough where it could sweep most small nations, including ours, off the map. Billy was less inclined to believe their, shall I say, overzealous estimations. The Russians, he said, might have a big fleet, but their fleets, they're concentrated in Europe. It will take months for them to arrive in the East, and he presumes he'll be right. Word has been spreading quickly by telegram and telegraph that, Russian fleets are headed east, towards us, Japan. Although I do not have direct naval command, I am at least an advisor, and I have some weight within the Navy. I issued a directive to not use the ships as battering rams or as target practice for our own shells, or give them over to be target practice for the Russian artillery strapped to their ships, as Billy joked. But something does concern me. They have ships. They have more ships. Japan simply can't afford to build more ships right now. The National Assembly is still reeling from the news, and it's proving quite difficult to get answers out of anyone in Tokyo. So I set myself to my papers, my documents, and keeping in touch. Thankfully, whatever blessings that heaven has decided to grant me in these past few years of stress and late nights. A friend of mine and mentor, Admiral Tokusawa, has been given command of the Navy, and he leads the first Kantai, the first battle group, to which is placed some of the ships that I had ordered and designed. Thankfully, he seems to have confidence. Admiral Shirari leads the second fleet. Their plan is to invade North Sakhalin. Well, they're going to try. Although, I just got... What are you bothering me for? I see. Password on to the Emperor. He'll want to know. It seems that they've changed their plans. South Sakhalin seems to be a much juicier target. Siberia could be rich in resources. I'm sure they have iron, but what good does Siberia do for Japan? Much less an island. To me, Vladivostok seems the great prize. A large port facility at the end of the railway. In theory, would give us a leap, a jumping point to further any actions against any nation, as well as having additional resources and ports to pull from. But I suppose I should busy myself with getting the dockyards ready for necessary repairs and upgrades. Wartime it is.